0290. The code 9614372.
We're in! Now what?
Now we have to give it a new program, and then we can start the search.
Brilliant!
Those are the right coordinates, Albertine. Let it search there.
Fascinating. Utterly fascinating.
So you think it's an acceptable subject for research, Professor?
Speaking for myself, I have no doubts. No doubts at all.
Thank you.
But you mustn't count your chickens, my dear.
Is there something wrong?
I'm not the only person you have to convince. There's a committee. There's always a committee.
Surely if you recommend us...
You must realize that money is very short these days. There's a limit to the number of projects that we can afford to finance.
But it must be obvious this is important work.
Yes, that's what they all say. My work is important. No, the truth of the matter is that most of our funds are already allocated for the coming year. There's only one grant still available.
Oh, that's all right. If there's still one grant available.
There is. But you're not the only person who wants it. There's at least one other very good candidate.
Who's that?
Beatrice Liddell.
Dr. Little, the astronomer.
That's right. Do you know her?
Yes, I have met her.
Then you'll know how exciting and how important she thinks her work is.
But surely, Professor, no matter how interesting her work is, it can't be as important as Albertine's.
You think not?
What is it?
She's investigating a new binary star.
Yes, but what we're talking about is the discovery of an entirely new form of energy. Boundless energy. From an unlimited source.
What we're talking about, Mr. Mayor, is the search for boundless energy. It's not quite the same thing as its discovery, is it? Theories are one thing. Proof is quite another.
It does exist. I know it does, and I know I can prove it.
Very well, then. In that case, young lady, we must do our best to make sure that you get the grant.
Right. Where do we start?
I suggest that we publish this. You wouldn't object?
Of course not.
All right, then, leave that to me. And then you ought to give a public lecture on it. I'll see what I can arrange.
What on earth? What's going on? My program.
Albertine,
What is it?
look.
I am looking, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing.
Signals. They are signals.
Yes, I know that, Chocky. Radio signals.
Yes, but they are special signals.
Why? How?
They are messages.
You mean somebody is actually sending them?
Yes,
An intelligent life form?
more than that. Oh, this is very exciting for me.
Why, Chocky? What is it?
They are my people. One of our colonies.
Chocky, that's brilliant! Brilliant!
Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy.
Professor Ferris,
Dr. Liddell, what are you doing here?
someone has been interfering with my program.
How very tiresome for you, but I don't see what...
Tiresome? Is that all you can say? It's more than tiresome, Professor. It's downright disgraceful.
Yes, quite. But...
Weeks of work mucked up, the telescope realigned on an entirely new heading. Intellectual vandalism, that's what it is.
But what has it to do with me?
Someone has managed to break into the computer and make use of it to play with the radio telescope.
But who?
You may well ask. I racked my brain wondering who could be so irresponsible, and then I realized I caught her snooping round the observatory. I'd even been foolish enough to show her round and explain things to her.
To whom?
Why, to that infant prodigy of yours.
You can't mean Albertine Mayer.
That's exactly who I do mean. That precocious brat. No doubt she thinks the telescope is some wonderful toy.
I find that very hard to accept. Have you any proof of what you suggest? Come in.
Good morning, Professor. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we interrupting?
No. This is Dr. Little, Mr. Mayer. Albertine, I think you've already met.
Yes. Hello, Dr. Little. How are you?
Dr. Little is here on a rather serious matter.
Oh, really?
It seems that somebody's been making illicit use of the radio telescope.
Oh.
Do you know something about this?
Of course she doesn't. How could she?
Very easily, I'm sure.
Albertine?
Yes.
I knew it. Do you realise what you've done to my programme?
I'm sorry. I was always very careful to put everything back where it was.
Well, what use do you think that is, you little fool? That telescope is set on a continuous programme. It has to go on without any interruptions for several weeks.
I'm sorry. I didn't realise.
It's too late to be sorry. The damage is done. I have to start all over again.
Albertine, I can't imagine what you were thinking of.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I promise I won't do it again.
There. You've had your apology and a promise. I think we might put the whole thing down to, shall we say, youthful indiscretion.
I'm very sorry, Dr. Little. I had no idea Albertine was doing anything like that. You have my word, there'll be no repetition.
Shall we leave the matter there, then? Dr. Little?
I suppose so.
Excellent. Now perhaps you'll have some coffee.
No, thank you. I have a great deal of work to do. Good morning.